Hi, I'm Theresa V, and this is the place to be if you're a sensitive, an empath, or a love warrior who wants to feel more alive in this beautiful world. Each month, I check in with our beloved archangels to see what advice they have for us in terms of navigating the energy of the earth at the time. This month, our angels are speaking with us about love. They share how duality can pull us out of our alignment with love, ways that love expresses itself in our lives that we might easily miss. The one way you can never be hurt again. The reason we're not actually loving others fully. And the surprising tool that helps us to be more rooted in love. Stay tuned. The first thing our angels want us to understand about love is that ultimately love is all there is. Everything traces back to love. When we live on this planet of duality, there are only two true emotions. There's love and there's fear. And every emotion we experience is a subsidiary of one of those things. And sometimes it may even be a combination. For example, if we're sad because we've just lost somebody we love, that sadness can be love. I miss this person. I wish they were here with me. And that open-heartedness of the love that you shared together. But it can also be fear, the fear of not knowing how does life go on without this person. So that combination is a good example of when love and fear can be combined in emotion. If we're seeking truth, then we have to understand that love is all there is, and that fear is what we experience when we are mired in. Fear is a real thing in the world. We experience it every day, and other people's fears exacerbate and mirror the fears within us. And that's where all of the conflict comes in. Love is power. When we can be rooted in love, we stand in our power, not only in this physical world, but we invite the balance of all of our bodies. We invite in the help of all of our divine team, all of the beings, all of the energies who've gone before us. Because when we're rooted in love, there's nothing blocking that help, that connection from coming in. Love is the truth, love is reality, and fear results when we are mired in illusion, when we get caught up in all of the things that don't fully reflect the truth. Sometimes we might miss someone's expression of love to us because love actually has many faces. One of the ways we're very used to experiencing love is in the face of Divine Mother in all of the traditions throughout the world. Most of the time, this love is expressed and embodied as the all-knowing compassion, the Divine Mother who loves you and nurtures you and boosts you up and is compassionate and is soft. That's one expression of love. But love has many faces. Think about tough love. Sometimes that's exactly what's needed to love a person into the next level of their being, to help them get to the place where they can stand on their own 2 feet and know that they can do it for themselves. In the faces of Divine Mother, we see this as well. For example, Kali Ma in the Hindu tradition, she is the destroyer. When we look at the destroyer, it's actually the most compassionate face of Divine Mother, because she will come in and take out whatever it is in your life, whatever it is in the world that is not working, that is not serving truth or the highest potential. Another example of this is Pele, the volcanic goddess. When she erupts, when that anger erupts, it destroys everything in its path. But what's left afterwards, whenever there is destruction, is the most fertile soil for growing what comes next, for nourishing the population that is left. And this is important for us to see. Sometimes we miss expressions of love because we expect it to always be soft and all-encompassing and compassionate. Not everyone expresses that way. So when we can understand that love has many faces, love has many ways of expressing itself, we give ourselves the freedom to not only express love to others in many new ways, but to also receive love in all of the ways that it's being offered. Think about that relationship that you never wanted to end, but whatever happened, divinity orchestrated an ending. Though it hurt at the time, though it might have been one of the hardest things you ever had to go through, when you look back, you see how that ending paved the way for something even better to enter your life. And if you're in a place where you cannot yet see that, know that the miracle just hasn't happened yet, that you will at some time be able to look back and see how amazing that destruction, that pain, that removal in your life, how all of that paved the way for exactly what you wanted. And this is an expression of love that is not to be missed. The kind that's ready to come in and take down everything as it exists so that something better can be built, so that something more attuned to you, more in line with what you desire, the world that you want to see, can actually be built. And when we are in alignment, we can work with each other. When we are in alignment in ourselves, when we have that openness to receiving love in all of its forms, to letting love come through us in every moment, exactly how it needs to come through, we open ourselves to each other. We open ourselves to the communication and the creativity that needs to happen, where there's room for everyone's point of view, everyone's experience, and everyone's desires as we move forward and build this world in terms of what comes next. There's one really powerful truth that the angels wanted included here, and that truth is that the only time you can't be hurt by anything or anyone is when you are living with a fully open heart. And this doesn't have to be consistent all the time. This can just be in one moment or in several moments. When we have the experience of having our heart fully open for one moment, it gives us the ability to know that it's possible. And then we can string together a couple of moments and then more moments and live with an open heart for longer and longer periods of time. Nothing can hurt us then because there's no attachments. When our heart center is truly open, when we are allowing our emotions to flow through us, when we're allowing love to freely come in and out, there's no attachment. We don't apply any of our past experience or our future fears to what we're experiencing. And we can truly, truly, truly be rooted in our heart, which means we are present in the moment, which means there is nothing past or future to worry about. So when we are fully present in the moment, everything is okay. Everything is okay in this moment, which means that nothing can hurt us. We are fully here, we are in this now, and we have no attachments, so we can't be hurt. Many of us seek to bring unconditional love to this planet, to be able to love another no matter who they are, what they feel, what they think, or what they do. This is ultimately the goal. And in teachings in generations past, it was said that we couldn't experience that here on earth, but we know better now. The angels say unconditional love is fully available to us in every moment of our existence. We just have to choose to be there. Now, the one place a lot of us get confused is with unacceptable behavior. Choosing unconditional love does not mean that we accept unacceptable behavior, that we accept abuse. That is not okay. We can love a person who is in pain, who is abusive, who is taking out their inner struggles on the world. We can love them. We may need to love them from afar. We may need to pull ourselves away from them so that they can move through what they're going through or seek help if that's something they need or desire. But when we're putting ourselves in harm's way, we're not loving ourselves fully. And we'll get to that in a moment. But our angels really want us to understand now that unacceptable behavior is never okay. Abuse is never okay. And when we love somebody who is hurting us, and we need to remove ourselves from that situation, we can do so with love. We can do so with the understanding that we still love them, but we're at a place where we love ourselves enough to move ourselves away. We don't have to detach with an axe. We don't have to just say, that's it, I'm mad at you, I'm never speaking to you again. A lot of sensitives detach with an axe, meaning like, that's it, I'm cutting this relationship, I'm never speaking to you again, because we might have an argument or a disagreement with a friend. That is not what we're talking about here. When that happens, when we are having an argument or a disagreement with a friend, we have to realize that because we're highly sensitive, we are also probably conflict avoidant. And we're avoiding the conflict, we're avoiding the necessary conversation because it makes us uncomfortable. So what we need to do then, if we are choosing to end this relationship or to take a break from it, we need to have a conversation and let them know that. Let them know what we're experiencing, what we're feeling, and why we're choosing to do that. And be open to a dialogue. Maybe the relationship can even get better because you're talking about these things. But if we choose to detach, in that way we're detaching with love. We're detaching with open communication, love for ourselves and love for another. When we need to escape an abusive situation, we may need to detach with an axe at first. We may need to just say, I'm going over here to this safe place, no communication, no anything. But that doesn't mean that in our heart we don't still love the person. Or if we are angry enough to feel that we don't love them, that doesn't mean eventually we can't heal to the point where we can love them and be compassionate for them as we love ourselves into our own strength. Our angels want us to understand that if we're not loving ourselves, then we are not fully capable of loving other people. So many sensitives and empaths spend all of their time loving and taking care of other people and think, that's it, I'm living this expression of love in the world. But then when it comes to ourselves, we're exhausting ourselves to take care of everyone else, which means that our love that's going outward is a shadow form of love. It's not actually love. Because if we want to be the expression of love on the planet, true love, that love needs to start inside of us. We need to love ourselves first before we can embody that love and bring it out to the world. A lot of times we're doing this outward expression of love because we are incapable of loving ourselves. Does that mean we're not doing good work on the planet? No, it doesn't. But it means it's not what we're actually seeking to do at the end. We're seeking to connect with that truth that is divine love. And we may be working off karma, we may be getting closer to that, but until we can go inside and love ourselves, then we are not fully reaching our potential and we're not fully embodying our purpose here. Many people will ask, well, okay, so this self-love journey, I hear about it all the time, but what can I actually do to start loving myself? And there are several ways that you can start. One is to make space for yourself. Create the space for you to tune in and tap into yourself and see what is true for you. If someone says to you, hey, can you do this? Tap in and see if it's a yes or a no before you actually answer the question. If it's a no, then honor yourself and say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that today. Maybe we can schedule it for another day, or just no. No is a complete sentence. The second thing is to make sure that you're taken care of in all of the things that you're doing. Make sure that you're being fed properly. Make sure your clothes are laid out. If you know you have a busy day, do the things that you need to do for you that will make your life easier, that will ensure that you are properly nurtured before you go out into the world and try to nurture others. The third thing is to ask for what you want and be open to receiving it. This is from other people as well as your divine team and your angels. When you have a desire, when you have a want or a need, be open and honest about it. Put it out there and then let that assistance, let that come back to you. This fills you up. When you speak what you want and what you need out into the universe, it can come to you. Whether or not people are hearing you, it can still come to you. And then that energy fills you up and it flexes that receive muscle. And you're able then to shine a little bit brighter because you're receiving nourishment and sustenance. This might take a little training of yourself and of others in your life, especially if you're not used to speaking your needs out loud. So just try it. Work these muscles, build them up, and you'll find that it's not as hard as you thought it was. Boundaries are also key here, and very often we shy away from having boundaries, or we may not even know what they are or what we need. When we have boundaries set up, we are putting clear energy out to the world. We're telling people what our parameters are. They don't have to guess how to interact with us. We're actually laying it out for them. And boundaries don't have to be brick walls that we set up around us. And this is our boundary, and it's very hard. They don't have to be hard. And that's why so many of us avoid them, because they feel harsh, they feel hard. When we can understand that boundaries are malleable, they're movable, they're dissolvable, we can put them up and take them down as needed. It frees us up to explore boundaries, to explore where my energy ends and another's begins, and how that energy needs to interact, instead of always feeling completely tied up with everyone and everything, as well as drained by them. Also remember that people don't just drain us. Very often there are people in our lives that are life affirming, that give us life, that give us energy. So that's important too. Like, where are our boundaries? Where do they need to be? Where do they not need to be? Just knowing that gets us very clear on what it is that we need and how it is we need to live. Our angels want us to remember that the divine is love, that the divine is all there is. And when we can remember that, it makes life much easier. That feels really complete from our angels for this month. If you would like more assistance opening your heart chakra to its fullest capability, as well as moving the energy that might be impacting your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and well-being, then check out the membership. Inside the membership, you will receive energy work every single day of the month for the first 28 days. And every month there's a community gathering where we talk about what's happened for us that month, where we are, what questions we have, and what kinds of support we need or desire from each other as well as from the angels. Within the membership, there are miracles happening all the time. Tap the link in the description of this video or in the comments section below for more information or to sign up. You'll be welcomed into the community immediately and have access to everything you need to get started. Thank you, as always, for sharing these videos with everyone who you think needs these messages. Please leave a comment and let us know what really resonated for you and how this video helped you throughout the month. I look so forward to connecting with you again soon and supporting you in your evolution so that your light can shine in this world the way it was meant to. So much love and gratitude. Bye.